Hello, people, and welcome to the show. It is Thursday night, and we've got lots to cover. I want to talk a little bit about the kerfuffle in the markets with Reddit and some small investors ganging up to try to take some control back, but it didn't quite work out the way they had hoped. And there's a lot to chat about there. I also want to talk about the White House in exile. What does it mean for Donald Trump to be calling himself from the office of the former president? Interesting. Let's talk about it. Lastly, I have your Q&A today, some great questions to answer, and I appreciate you taking the time to subscribe, to get your friends and family to subscribe. Let them know that you're getting good content here, stuff that you're not hearing elsewhere. Really does make a difference. And as I'm sure you can hear, Ziggy is zooming around the living room as well. So, if he does knock something over, you'll hear it. But that's what it means to be a cat mom. So let's get started. I want to talk a little bit about what happened with Reddit today. Now, I'm going to be 100% clear. I don't actually fully understand what the Sam Hill, that kerfuffle was all about. But I can tell you that for months now, I have been telling people that our stock market is being artificially inflated, that it is not, that the trading that is going on at this point has got nothing to do with actual market valuations of companies, that it is so speculative and it is so transactional that what's actually happening to businesses, their customer base, demand for their products, their patents, all of that stuff that typically affects the value of a company is not being factored in to whether or not this stock should go up or stock should go down. For a long time, I have been highly skeptical of investing in the market because I know that there are institutional and big weighted investors who have the capacity, the width and breadth and wealth to actually be a centrifugal force on the market. They can start trends of buying or selling. They can stop trends of buying or selling. And it's all their opinion in the moment, right? And it has become very much disconnected to what's actually happening to the company. An IPO is successful or not successful based on what people are putting on social media, on Instagram. Right? Or whether somebody says this is a great company, you should buy it, or it's a terrible company, or you should buy it. I've watched companies lose contracts, lose customers, close their doors, and somehow their stock values are still going up. How do we still have buying airline stocks? Right? Like, who's flying? Right? So I know that there are major disconnects because now stock trading has really become so superficial and so transactional. And even worse, I don't trust the big actors in the market, most especially the Fed. Like, I don't trust the buoying of the market that was done under Donald Trump, because he was trying to push this narrative that he was the one who orchestrated the best stock market ever. And because he's the kind of person who would put pressure on the Fed and put pressure on all the, corporate entities out there to help him make that narrative true, they would be willing to do just about anything to make it so. So that the newspapers would report a stock index number, the Dow is up to 26,000, and you'd be like, oh, I guess things are good. When everybody on the street knows that things suck. People are losing their jobs, their little businesses are scuttling. Like, we're having supply issues. Like, for the first time in my life, I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I only started going back once they got rid of My Pillow. But I went to Bed Bath & Beyond. All of the shelves were empty, like back at the beginning of the pandemic. I have been searching high and low at my local grocery stores for a very simple product. It's called McCormick's Red Food Dye Coloring to make red velvet cake. Because I told you guys I've been tinkering with my red velvet cake recipe and I nailed it. It is so good. But I couldn't find red food dollar, the basic that you find at a Safeway or a Publix or whatever. I could not find it. That's so odd. And I mean, I couldn't find it anywhere, which means that it wasn't one store that was out of stock of this very staple thing. It means all the stores were out of stock. Now, if all stores are out of stock, then there's a supply thing going on with McCormick, which is like the biggest supplier of spices in America. So what the hell is going on with spices not available in America? The stock market is not reflecting that reality. So I've been knowing for a hot minute that something's rotten in Denmark. Now, me knowing that and me being able to explain it to people is two very different things. And I'm not claiming to be a money market or stock trading or valuation expert by any stretch of the imagination. To the contrary, what I'm saying is that I'm not an expert, which is precisely why I'm not going to play in that game, because that game was not designed to make me successful. That game was designed to use my ignorance and my lack of access to information against me, because if somebody is making money, that means they're taking money off of someone. And you know who they're taking money off of? Me. And anybody else who's not in the know. So what happened this week with this whole Reddit thing was that somebody got some information that there was going to be some kind of a evaluation of this company, and they wanted to go low. They were shorting it. They were like, oh, it's going to be low. And they said, you know what? Let's get together and pump up the price of this thing. So they just started buying it, and the buying activity pumped up the price. Not correlated to the value of the company. Of course, the shorting wasn't correlated to the value of the company either. But what happened was when the big players realized that they were going to take a bath on their bet, they used their institutional positioning to stop the buying of that stock so that they wouldn't eat it. The hell are you talking about? That's like, are you kidding me? The whole thing is that the market is speculative. And God knows they play all kind of shenanigans to position themselves in the best position to make their money. So now you're going to be mad because Reddit put it out there and people position themselves to make their money? Now you're going to be mad and just shut it off altogether? Oh, no, that's manipulation. Like, you don't do that every day, 24/7, 365. Like, I'm sorry, but the stock market is a joke. It is a total fantasy game, and you might as well be playing Monopoly. It is so disconnected from any reality on the ground. It is, my guess is bigger than your guess. I'm guessing what your guess will be. Today, I think it's going to go up. Who said it was going to go up? Oh, Joe said it was going to go up, and Joe is big, so I'm going to buy. But then he says it's going to go down. Oh, well, Donald Trump said something today, it's going down. But, like, you're guessing on the guess of the guesser. And somehow you feel you can make money like that, but that's like playing slots. And I'm sorry, but I'm not playing slots with my money. There's a reason I don't gamble like that. Because I actually like to get something for the stuff that I spend. So my personal thing, and I'm not giving advice. I'm saying that me personally, I buy real estate. Why? Because at least if nobody else in America wants my little piece of real estate, I still have something I want. Right? I can still build something on it. Even if I can't build anything on it, I can just sit on my property and just sit. I mean, like, it's mine. The thing that I know about real estate that makes it valuable is that every piece of real estate is absolutely unique. And I know this because I'm a lawyer. And in law school, you learn the law about real estate. And there's unique law around real estate because the law recognizes that every piece of real estate is unique. So, if you own a piece of turf of America, you got something special. Even if it's in the hood, even if it's someplace nobody else wants to be, even if it's undeveloped, even if it's an empty lot, I don't care. You got something. What do you got when you got a stock? I mean, what are these Reddit traders thinking today? What they got? What you got? What you got today? Besides a whole lot of rage. You got nothing. You got bubkiss. You tried to play the players who played you back. I'm not in that game. I'm not interested in that. That doesn't, whatever. And that's part of the reason why I am not savvy on Bitcoin. Why? Because and it's not that I don't understand that cryptocurrency is the big thing and it's the future and it's now and it's all of these things. I acknowledge all of that. But I've had 6 people try to explain to me blockchain, and I still can't get my head around it. Because it all boils down to a computer generates a series of numbers and somebody decides that there's a monetary value to a series of numbers. And I'm like, what is that value? You cannot eat a series of numbers. You cannot make anything with a series of numbers. You cannot own a series of numbers. And if you do, they're just going to say, I'm going to buy that series of numbers from you. And the only reason it has value is because somebody wants it. Okay. And if everybody decides they don't want any money, shit, I still have my little piece of turf that I'm squatting on, and you have a bunch of numbers that nobody wants. Why would it. They're just fucking numbers. Why would you want that? It's not a thing. I don't get it. This is why I'm not smart enough to be a crypto expert. I'm not. I admit it. I'm not smart enough. I don't get it. I know it's the future. I know it's big stuff. And I know that there's a whole lot of other components to cryptocurrency. And the hardest thing is about regulating it. And of course, it's very much about funding terrorists and dark web criminality and money laundering and drug trafficking and all this other mafia stuff. It's got a very dark component to it. So it's really not my flavor. Anywho, but I am trying to tell you that when you put your future, your savings, your retirement, or whatever in the hands of a mechanism that is designed to be manipulated to the good of the people who have the most power and the most access to information, and that person ain't you, it's real hard to make sure that you end up on top. Right? If you're playing a really long game, then maybe you're okay because your retirement is not going to come on the watch of an asshole like Donald Trump. But you don't know. And so that's why I'm like, I'm going to just stick with the stuff that I know, right? Because I know that real estate usually does go up. And even if it doesn't, you still got a piece of real estate. I got something I know. Yeah, okay, I make a house, whatever. That's my way. I just needed to just get that off my chest. The stock market has not been legit for a while. It has been manipulated. It has been artificially inflated to help advance Donald Trump's narratives. The people who are in the know, who get the information at the lickety split, have manipulated it to their own good, and they didn't like it when it got manipulated against them, and they stopped it, which tells you that the whole game is rigged. I just had to say that. If you like what you just heard, you can find out so much more and hear so much more on my Patreon channel, patreon.com/Pam Keith FL. That's where you hear the rest of this discussion, and there's lots more to share.